I like it to look a little bit messy.
Yeah.
Because fuck it, I'm ratchet a little bit.
Converse. I mean, it's like a Converse. It fits the Converse style. Exactly. Right? All right, welcome to the Setbreaker Podcast. And today we have a guest, my friend, Julia Machin.
Machin, yes.
Machin. I thought it was Machin.
Like the month and then the chin.
Is it really Machin?
It's Machin, yeah. No, nobody would get it right. I wouldn't get it right if I read my own name for the first time.
Do you know why I was hoping it would be Machin? Because I was going to say Julia Machin, a.k.a. the Machine Gun. Like I practiced it in my room because I thought it was super funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, right?
For real? Yeah. I can just be Machin.
Machine Gun. Okay, that's still fun. Machine Gun.
Okay.
Now it makes me sound super like Japanese, like Machine Gun. Okay. All right, so let's just get straight to the point. All right. You said something off camera.
I did.
What did you say?
Probably a few things. We've had quite a conversation. That I just got surgery.
You got surgery?
On my vagina.
On your vagina.
On my vagina and my uterus. It's been keeping me up, and my uterus has been keeping me awake at night.
Uterus is the canal, right? I don't really know what a uterus is. I'm not gonna lie.
I should know that.
I just know that that's that area is like guys.
The uterus is where the baby like lives. Well, we all have a uterus, and then that's where the womanly stuff happens in the uterus. So, I just got a surgery where they scrape the inside of my like vagina. It's a really routine surgery.
For why did they do
So
that?
they put me out, and then it's a DNC, a dilation and curettage. What's the word? They do it for irregular bleeding.
For irregular bleeding.
Yeah, I was bleeding during like intercourse and like half the month. If I had sex I would just bleed after sex until I got my period, or it would trigger my period. And my periods were kind of miserable, so I went in.
So you're like you just wouldn't clot up.
There
was no clottage. It just kept like flowing.
I was mostly spotting, and then when my period came, it was just like it was unlike anything I've ever experienced. So I went ahead and I like did this little operation, and then I had them shoot an IUD up there.
For birth control?
Yes.
Okay, so you can have that all the way up there too? I thought it was like an arm thing.
That's the implant. So there are different forms of birth control. So there's the intrauterine device, which is that little like weird hanger thingy looking. It's like a little device that they shoot up there. And there's a few of them. There's one that's non-hormonal, but I went for the hormones because that was my problem. I wanted to regulate my bleeding, even though it'll be irregular for a few months, I think. And yeah, they just shoot it up there and then they rip it out of you when you're done with it.
Oh, fuck.
But it lasts for years.
Like 5 years?
Yeah, like 5 years.
Okay.
Depends on the one you get, yeah.
Man.
I got Kylina, which is a cute name.
That sounds like a friend.
That's
like,
such a
hey,
cute...
meet my friend Kylina.
Yeah,
She's from Hawaii.
Cute. I love it.
Yeah, mahalo.
If I have a daughter, I'm naming her after my IUD.
That's such a cute name, Kylina.
Kylina.
Yeah.
It's a little. It's something I would have liked probably as a kid. Do you remember being like a little girl?
Are you asking me? Oh yeah, before I transitioned to this fucking big-headed Korean man. Yeah, my name was Michelle before in the past. Now it's Michael.
Just the names you gave your dolls and shit were just the most outrageous, girly. No, you didn't.
Okay.
Name your dolls.
I had these toys. I also had these little like mini Beanie Babies, and Beanie Babies, like the animals. And then I would make them fight each other, and I'd like set up like I'd have hockey pucks, and I'd stack up the hockey pucks, and I'd make them fight, and I'd like punch each other, and they'd slam through the hockey pucks, and then the hockey pucks would just like explode.
Wow.
Yeah. I was very
aggressive.
Aggressive, yeah. Yeah. And I'd take the Hot Wheels, and I'd make them. Every kid does it, like smash into each other, and like smash into the Beanie Babies, and just a lot of destruction, a lot of aggression.
Did you have hamsters?
I wanted hamsters.
And your parents didn't get them for you for a reason.
I think it's because my cousins had hamsters and then they didn't take care of them, and one day they saw that the babies ate the mom. Like,
that's pretty normal. The babies ate the mom?
Yeah, the mom had a hole in its stomach, so the babies cannibalized their mother.
Usually the mom cannibalizes the babies.
It was the other way around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Plot twist. That's pretty. Well, my next door neighbor growing up had guinea pigs.
Yeah.
And she would just let them keep breeding with each other and having she would just keep having these like inbred. Because it would start with like 2 guinea pigs, and then they would one would impregnate the other, and then it would just escalate where she had guinea pigs the whole time I knew her, and they would just keep breeding.
Did they start looking kind of funny?
Yeah, no, some of them like would die at birth. Like some of them would come out wrong because they were inbred, and then she would like show me her inbred guinea pig
Why is
offspring.
inbred such a funny word? Inbred guinea pigs. Inbred.
The shit that goes on behind closed doors. When you grow up in Orange County, these parents don't pay. Like they lived in the garage.
Yeah.
No, I actually think it's funny that it was all fun. Like I had a lot of fun hanging out with her and her inbred guinea pigs.
So even animals can be inbred, and then they start having.
But some of them came out normal, just like humans. You can breed with your brother.
That's true, because I think Johnny in Knoxville talked about how his whole family like inbreeds.
Oh, it's so nasty.
He did. Yeah.
But it's just it's not generally worth the risk. I think people feel like, oh, with guinea pigs it's fairly low risk. They're animals, but like humans, you know, you're stuck with that. The guinea pigs you can just kind of let loose, set free.
Yeah, because you know they're gonna die anyways. Like they're young. I mean they don't have a long lifespan. The animals. Not saying that I want animals to be fucked up, but the fact of the matter is human lifespans are much longer, and blah blah blah. And then PETA's gonna be like, okay, let's.
Yeah, I know. PETA comes after me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just. I actually love animals. I'm very sweet to my I had hamsters growing up. And that same next door neighbor, I got her a hamster, but I accidentally got her like an evil hamster. And like she inbred her guinea pigs, but this hamster they brought to the vet and had put down. Like that hamster was that mean.
Like what? It would attack the humans?
It just bit everybody, okay. and I felt so bad. Before getting it for her, it was for her birthday. I obviously consulted her mom, and we should have gotten her a nice one. I didn't. I think I found out it was mean on the way home because like I had it in the little box and I started playing with it and then it bit me. I'm like, oh shit, this is a mean hamster. Good thing it's not mine. Yeah. Because I had inbred. Yeah, it was probably, I don't know. She named it after an American Girl doll. The hamster's name was Samantha.
Okay, Samantha the inbred.
Yeah, but now that was the hamster. I don't remember the guinea pigs' names, but there were so many of them. They were,
inbreeding.
There were generations of inbred guinea pigs.
Oh fuck.
And they had to choose which ones to keep. I mean, the reason they inbreed is because they give birth to litter, so they want, some of them to kick off before you're raising 30 guinea pigs. Mm-hmm. So. What else is new? Are you dating during the pandemic? You have the antibodies. I'm jealous. I don't want COVID, but I want the antibodies.
Dude, honestly, it sucked when I had COVID, but then now I'm like, what's up, man?
Yeah. Okay. My little sister is so annoying about it because she's any tickle in her throat. She's like, it's probably COVID. I'm going to get tested. And I'm like, it's probably not COVID because you wouldn't be going out with me. And like, you would feel sick. You would feel sick if you got COVID.
Yes.
So she stresses about it all the time. I'm like, do you need me to and I obviously take it seriously anytime she's like, I think I have COVID, but I regret taking it seriously every time because she just like, she has a tickle in her throat and she goes, and then she's like, it's COVID. I'm dying.
Hypochondria. People are getting very paranoid with this stuff.
Well, you can be asymptomatic, but I'm pretty sure she wouldn't be asymptomatic.
I knew a girl that was asymptomatic, actually.
Really?
Like, out of all the people that got it, she was asymptomatic. But everybody else had all the symptoms.
I feel like the asymptomatic people that I know still had some symptoms. Like they just got really light symptoms, or they were only sick for like a day.
True, but also this girl smokes a ton of weed, so that probably affected her awareness. Yeah, she was just
too high to even like know she was sick.
I think so. Yeah. But hold on. I need to take my vitamin D supplement.
Good call.
Right here. because I found out that I have suboptimal levels of vitamin D.
Right. I did the blood work in high school, and they were like, you have dangerously low vitamin D. I didn't, because I played video games. I didn't go outside ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I didn't really eat either because I was on Adderall. So I just had like low vitamin D.
Damn, you're like every movie character that just kind of video games and Adderall just doesn't eat like, oh, jeez. Yeah. Yeah. Also, going back to your question, I have been dating.
The apps or just?
I did use the app, but I only met one person on there, and I deleted it because the apps. I just don't do well on the apps because I don't know how to take photos right, and I don't really know how to frame myself as like. Because in person they can feel my energy, and like I know like I'm good in person, but on the apps, I'm like a helpless little boy back in high school. Yeah. See,
I'm on the flip side of that. I do better with the pictures. Hopefully they don't meet me. No. Hopefully they
don't. You must get so many.
No, I reel them in, and then I can disappoint them later.
Okay.
Right.
But how many matches do you get? Like there must be tons of guys, because guys are horn dogs.
Guys are horn dogs. I don't really know how many matches I get or have or regularly get. It depends on how much I'm swiping. But yeah, pretty consistently.
See right there. Depends how much I'm swiping. Versus a guy saying, well, it depends on how much they swipe on me.
Yeah, I know.
Even though I'm swiping.
Because yeah, guys will swipe right on, almost, a lot of. I feel differently about Hinge. Hinge, I feel like people are a little bit pickier because they don't want to pay for it. You only get a couple likes.
True.
So I'm not necessarily crushing it on Hinge. Also, I feel like I do better with girls on Hinge than I do guys. Like the girls that I match with on Hinge are like 9s and 10s. They're so much hotter than me. The guys that I match with on Hinge, I'm like way out of their league. I'm just like, oh, they sent me a cute first message.
You're like, I appreciate this, but you know what?
I think every man in LA is just kind of delusional.
Like they think that they're better than they are in terms of what, like maybe like overall points on the scale. Beyond attraction? Or?
I think it's everyone in LA. I think everyone in LA has, especially if they're on the apps, I think a lot of people are suffering from choice paralysis. Mm-hmm. So people aren't really settling down. They're always feeling like they can do better. They're always just like looking for what's wrong with somebody. So I'm guilty of it. But I just feel like every dude's been on Instagram, especially through this lockdown, and TikTok, looking at some of the hottest chicks in the world with some filters. And they're like, that's what a girl is supposed to look like.
That is very real, especially
like that's what I want in a woman. Which is weird because to me, if a guy's a model, there's like nothing more unattractive in the world.
I agree because, we think, oh my God, they're a model. Because that's what everybody says as we're growing up. Like, they're a model, they're a model.
They're the best looking kind of person, right?
But fucking models are the dumbest people I've ever met.
Yeah,
they're not even that attractive.
Right, exactly. That's kind of how I feel. They're a little too kind of perfect looking. Like they look like they should get their picture taken of them and then that's it. Yeah. There's not a whole lot else to it. It's like, congratulations. Being an attractive person has a lot of benefits, for sure. I just think as far as models go, it's kind of boring. Maybe when I was younger. And when I was younger, I used to want to be a model. And then that wasn't going to happen. I guess I just wasn't.
Are we unlocking some trauma
worthy.
right now? I wasn't worthy. I wasn't good enough to take the sword.
I don't know why nobody didn't want it. I'm actually, I probably, if I really, I don't know why I wanted to be a model. I think I ventured into it and I had no idea of how to go about it. And then all I did was I looked up models on the website for their agency or whatever. And I looked up their body measurements and I took a tape measure and I was like, oh, I'm not that. And then I starved myself for a couple of years.
Wow. Yeah.
No, but at that point, I didn't even want to be a model anymore. Obviously, like I had aspirations after high school and stuff. I had aspirations and I like wanted to develop. I wanted more things to be important to me than being pretty. But for some reason I would look at a model and what they looked like and I would be like, that's the standard. And I definitely think I spent way too much energy in too many years prioritizing attractiveness over, you know, just developing myself as an individual.
When did that change?
I pretty early on. I think I was I started acting and doing theater and stuff, and then I got really I got into breeding and writing and.
Sorry, I thought you said breeding.
And breeding.
Because the inbreeding thing just got into my head. I got into breeding as a hobby.
It's all you can think about now. You can't stop thinking about your sister, honestly.
Oh my God. And you know what she looks like, so you're thinking of some fucked up shit. Okay, so reading and writing. And then like the creative stuff, right?
Yeah, I got into being a creative, and also I started dating men. Uh-huh. And it wasn't worth it. being as attractive and as skinny as you can be isn't worth it. It really isn't. Just eat. Yeah.
It'll make you happier.
Yeah, honestly, meet somebody that like I've decided, because I would get really, and this is kind of more recent, I got really into working out, and then I would go on like crash diets and all these things, and then I just started getting a binge eating disorder, and I felt super out of control, and then I finally was just like, wait, who is this for? Who could this possibly be for? And then I kind of came to terms with, I don't want a perfect body. I want a body that fits me and the lifestyle I want in a way that I know I'm taking care of it, but I can also enjoy my life. Whatever body happens out of that is where I want to be, you know?
Mm-hmm. I respect that, because I had a little bit of that recently too, because I was running a lot, I was exercising a lot, and I lost, I think like 10 plus pounds. So
wow.
And I had abs, right? I got skinny, I had abs. And I was like, oh, the abs. And I just stare at my abs every window. Like I just lift up my shirt and just look at it in the right lighting. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. And then it affected the way I ate. I stopped eating. I would eat maybe just like 2 meals a day, but not like a whole lot. And I do a bunch of cardio and still lift weights. But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this is what it is. Hell yeah, I'm looking fucking good.
And you justify it because you're like, oh, I'm disciplined. And then why are we disciplined? Yeah. Honestly, the American dream is kind of a scam. Just this whole idea that you're supposed to be disciplined and work your life away. Mm-hmm. And like, why?
For what?
You know what makes you a good human? If you don't enjoy your life.
Yeah, if you're miserable.
You're not
and
up
then
to
everybody
standard
thinks you're the shit,
yeah,
right? On paper.
Right.
Yeah.
But inside you're just dying. You're like, I hate my job, but I make money.
I know. There's that's it's like a sickness. And but then I just got tired of it. And then I literally thought that's the same thing you said. I was like, who am I doing this for?
Yeah.
Like, I'll go on dates here and there, but it's not like people are seeing me naked all the time. But even by that time we get naked, it's already like they didn't get naked with me because of my skinny ass abs that they never even saw. You know what I mean?
But I also realized that, I mean, it's good to take care of yourself, and a good body is an attractive body, whatever. But anyone that's worthwhile probably isn't going to be somebody who is in it for your body anyways, as it is. And I realized that I did I got a lot of sexual hangups when I gained weight and got a binge eating disorder, and like was going through kind of just an adjustment of moving to LA and living there. I had a lot of hangups. I did not feel comfortable like having sex with anybody. I felt weird about my body. And I realized that wasn't affecting, but I felt like people were becoming less attracted to me. So I was like, oh no, I should be smaller again or something. I don't know. Is there something wrong with me? But I realized it was really just like my self-esteem. I didn't even like look that much, and people also pointed out the weight gain and everything, but I don't know. It was the fact that I put my worth on it, and then I let it affect my self-esteem, and I shut people out. I guess it wasn't that much of a difference on the other end. I was protecting myself.
Damn.
Cause but again, like it was just, I realized that anyone who would be in it based upon me fitting a certain physical standard wouldn't be worthwhile anyways. but even then I wouldn't have been doing it for that, because I don't even think I want like a boyfriend. I'm having trouble like wanting. I should. I'm 27. Mm-hmm. So now I'm kind of like, oh fuck, I guess if I want kids or a family or something in my life, I probably should start considering that and maybe thinking about like settling down. But that freaks me out. I don't think I want kids right now. Kelly pointed this out. She was like, you kind of date financially stable guys. And I do. I like financially stable guys. But one thing I noticed is that if I'm actually dating a guy who's sort of within the, standard age range of a man and woman, like a few years older than me, and if they're financially stable, they're actually thinking about, a life, a future with kids and stuff. And that trips me out. So I started hooking up with 24-year-olds. But now I'm getting ghosted again.
It's like, I'm in limbo. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm in a very weird stage of my life, and I'm like, what do I want even? I know what I want. Like, I know the biggest thing is that I was hyper focused on comedy. I would date guys and I would maybe like them, but I was like really too focused on comedy. I wasn't even that focused on, I wasn't that obsessed with my body. I was working out a lot, but that I was mostly just all about comedy. I was freaked out if I started dating a guy and he was trying to pull me away from, I was really disciplined. And then that backfired because I burned out. And then I realized, you need kind of balance in your life. As much as you love something and you romanticize the going all in and this is my whole life, it's really, you need balance. You need other things in your life that are,
like life-giving.
Yeah. Well, I'm itching my boob.
See, I don't have to worry about that. I could just do this all day.
I know.
And then at worst, my nipple will get hard.
I literally like took my hoodie off to like scratch my nipple.
But the good thing is you have a bra, because like guys, we don't have bras. So when we scratch, like I just barely touch my nipple.
Yeah, you can just go
and
like
it's already
this.
Getting hard. Do you see it?
You see
it?
Yeah,
I barely scratched it and it's hard.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's nice.
No, but my nipples get hard fast. So like that's why I can't wear certain clothes.
I'm jealous. Shirts. I want my nipples to get hard fast because I think my boobs look cuter like naked.
So they take a longer time to get harder?
No, I guess they don't necessarily. But sometimes I feel like that's a determiner. Never mind. I don't know why I'm getting into this. I just feel like when girls' nipples are hard, people are like, that means she's horny.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily always true. So then if I'm getting intimate with a guy, I'm like, oh, I hope he's not like looking at my nipples and going, they're not hard. She's not into the. Well, I don't know. You know
what? That's true, because I actually like even recently.
Do you refer to the nipples?
I do refer to the nipples because I always like put I like to the mouth stuff on a nipple, and then if it doesn't get hard almost immediately, I start to doubt myself, and then I try different things with like the tongue swirling and like the biting and stuff, and then slowly. I haven't done the blown.
Suck on it and then.
See, I haven't done the blown. Shit,
yeah,
I've never done the. I never did the.
Because it cools it down and that'll make it hard.
Damn! That's science. That's fucking science.
Or you can put an ice cube in your mouth.
Good call. Good call.
I feel like that would feel good, honestly.
I think so too. You know what?
You're like, I want my nipples sucked now.
Actually, here's the thing that not many girls have done this, but like I think 2 girls have done it, but like. They'll like suck my nipple. I only had 2 girls do it, I think 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. And like, I liked it. Because men, it's an erogenous zone here too. But also it makes me feel like they're more freaky in that sense. Because it's not like a normal thing that is regularly done. But also, I don't think it's that weird. I think there's like all kinds of
I don't think it's that weird. I've sucked on nipples before.
Yeah, but then it changes it up. Because if you just keep doing the same thing, your body gets desensitized.
Yeah.
Right? The same movement, the same shit.
And I feel like as a woman, I'm saying this again. I said it on my podcast last time. I just have Vanessa on, and she said this thing that I liked, where she's like, you should do what feels good for you.
Yeah.
Because the other person will likely respond more. But I was having a lot of sexual hangups because I was having trouble expressing what I wanted.
Like verbally?
Yeah, verbally. And I sort of felt like I was having bad sex, and I kind of felt responsible because I was just intimidated by it. And then I realized, like, I was like, oh, why don't I just fucking like do what feels good for me? I think there's so much attention drawn to a guy's just like dick that everyone, they're like, I don't like dick pics. Girls don't like dick pics, but I like nudes. Like if a guy sends me a well thought out nude where he's naked, it's so hot. Yeah. I don't get why like dudes are just like, here's my dick.
Guys try to make their dick look so big and fill the screen. So then it's like in your face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, damn. And those dick pics can be deceiving. You can get catfished by a dick pic. You can be like, oh, I totally thought he was gonna pack so much more heat. He really had that set up. But I mean, I guess we do that too with our asses, where we like sit on the counter.
Oh my god, there's just, and then you jut out the ass. You do these little angles where it makes it look like a super hourglass figure.
Yeah.
And you meet, and you're like, you fucking lied to me.
Yeah.
You lied to me.
Yup. When I'm intimate with a guy, I'm like, oh, I should explore his body, but it's kind of like, I think one of the things that has intimidated me before was just like the minute his dick's out, I'm like, oh, I have to do something with that. But I'm like, but
that's all, folks.
But that's not the case, and that's not even necessarily that fun. Like, guys like to be teased too. Very true. It's, why not explore his body? Why not eat some ass? It's hairier.
Eat that ass.
But
in the jungle.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Kiss around it. Do because like
kiss around the butthole?
No, kiss around. Yeah, why
kiss
not?
Kiss right around the butthole to the gooch.
Dude, I feel
to the top of the butt crack. Fuck. Oh my god, I'm just imagining that in a movie, like a romantic movie, and it's supposed to be like a really hot scene, and it's just, it's the funniest image I'm having in the world. Just like, oh yeah, top of the butt crack, left butt cheek, right butt cheek, right below the gooch, right on the butthole. Hello.
You heard it here, ladies, gentlemen. Tease his butthole.
Tease the butthole.
Tease
the butthole. Yeah, guys are afraid of that.
I know guys are afraid of it. And I'm discovering, like, I don't really know where the line is anymore. It just,
Whoa, hold on.
It differs from like guy to guy. Some guys are really shy about it. They don't even want you to go back near his gooch. They're like,
not even the gooch?
I don't know. Yeah, some guys get like really shy because they're afraid you're gonna go there. They're like, hey, don't. And then some guys are like, hey, can you put a finger in my ass? Put your tongue in my ass.
They say finger right away, immediately?
No, I don't think I've ever had that happen. But
you try to make it happen.
But I know guys like it. Mm-hmm. I was shy about it too because I personally am kind of shy about my butthole. And guys are always trying to go towards my butthole. Mm-hmm. But I feel almost just a little intimidated by it, like insecure and awkward. So sometimes when guys try and do butt play, like I like it being teased and stuff, but I have to be a level of comfortable. Otherwise it completely pulls me out of it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, can you leave my butthole alone? It's more of an erotic zone for men too.
True.
But yeah, if it's done right, like tease the heck out of it. Otherwise, I don't really like butt play that much done on me. I'm happy to do it. I almost prefer to do it on somebody else than myself.
Because it's complicated. There's like levels to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have the best digestive system.
Oh, okay.
And I've had things go like wrong.
Oh.
I feel like we've spoken about this before.
I think we have.
Yeah, we have. On another podcast, shout out Galen's. There's a podcast with Kelly, Yumi, and Galen.
At the park.
Yeah, and I think it was like 2 hours. Tune into it. It's a fun one. I think I tell the story about... Never mind.
Doo-doo. Yeah. You know what I like doing? Like So I took a test recently. It's like an internet test. It was like 100 questions about like a BDSM thing. So you find out there's like fucking 40 different names of like rope play or like dominant, submit, all this shit. And then has a percentage. And I've always kind of knew I was dominant. I've always felt that because I never really felt comfortable when even a girl tried to tie me up, and I was like, I can't even get hard right now. Like this doesn't feel good. Like, you know. And I got basically like 100% on the dominant stuff. Like all across the board, everything dominant.
100%. I'm like
literally 100%. Like I love dominating.
I'm afraid to be on this podcast with you right now. No, I'm actually
because I'm a dominant. You verbally shut your mouth. Don't talk, bitch. It's my podcast, motherfucker.
But do you find you like total subs better in bed, or do you like another person with some dominance but willing to take the subcategory?
A little bit of dominance. Just a little bit of dominance, because when I say dominance, I mean like willing to like ride me and then do like extra stuff. Because if they're just pure sub, they're not gonna want to do stuff to me. I feel like they're just gonna lay around. I don't like that. I've been with girls like that, and it's not enjoyable because it makes me feel like I'm taking advantage of them almost.
Yeah, no, that's
like, where's the return? You know?
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
Are you waiting for a text? What's going on?
No, Kelly just texted me and she was like, "Do you need anything from this?" And I'm like, "Is she? Did we make plans for her to come? Like, I'm out and about." No, but okay. We're fine. Okay. Do I need anything from? Whatever. Yeah. Beside the point. Anyways, let's.
It might mess up the frequency. So.
Oh yeah, good call. You can actually.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. So what the dominant thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never taken it to quit, but I'm pretty sure I'm a sub.
Yeah, because I realized, I fully admitted to myself, I love choking and like choking the girl in bed. Yeah. Like it's like when they like it too, then I get way harder, and it happened recently. Like when they let me do it like pretty hard, and I'm not hurt. I know how to do it, but sometimes when it kind of borders that line where like I'm actually doing it tougher, you get more into it. I get into it, but I'm still aware. Yeah. I'm still careful. Like I'm not fucking gonna like trying to kill them and shit. But I feel like I'm like a fucking rabid animal. I'm like,
choking is really, and like a lot of people are choking, but for me, I've been on the dating scene, so I'll be like out over at a guy's house, and then we hook up, and he's like choking me, and then it's like, you know, I was like, do I get out of here? I still don't know if this guy's gonna murder me yet. And now,
because he's a stranger.
Kind of, yeah. If I don't know a guy, I mean, I guess you never know. It could be your boyfriend. You still don't know that he's still
nowadays. I mean, anything can happen.
I mean, who knows? We need more women murderers. Women need to start murdering. I'm sure prison's not that bad when it's women.
Are you thinking about?
I'm not thinking about murdering, but like when I think about having to, when I think about getting put away for a long time, the thought of being put away with just women and no men doesn't sound that bad.
There's a definite difference, for sure, because with the men, that's like a whole nother level of violence and craziness. Mm-hmm. With the testosterone. Even, right? And
I'm sure it's like there with women, but women, it's a lot different. Women can be like more conniving, you know. Men, there's some benefits to just being so outwardly kind of expressive, whereas women kind of are passive aggressive, and then they like to manipulate more. Mm-hmm. And then you don't know like what the fuck is going on. Women like to withhold the way they try and maintain power is by withholding like what their problem is or what their issue is, and then they just let it like boil. Damn. and then nothing really happens except when you guys break up, she will hate you forever. I don't know. So we should talk a little bit about toxic relationships. We'll move on from prison and women murdering, because they do it. But like, why do men murder so much more than women, but women get the bad rap for being crazy? Can you explain that?
Because I think it's just expected that men are like the warriors, men are the aggressive ones, which is actually true in terms of, because testosterone, like physiologically, that makes us do crazy fucking shit. Like we're psychopaths. Yeah. Really. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Guys do really crazy stuff too. But I guess on the emotional spectrum, it's like it's placed on women as they are like, psycho for that reason, because it has to do with like the mental stuff, versus if a man does the same thing, it's just mental. Yeah, you're right. It's more accepted.
Yeah. I wanted to bringing that up because if we talk about toxic relationships, and I think back I'm a pretty level person. Like I can take accountability for my faults in relationships, and I definitely was not toxic. But I would say, as far as my experience with getting close and intimate with somebody for a period of time, they were more toxic than me. I like my first relationship for sure. He was really possessive. He was he would stalk me. He would hack into my things, and like I had no privacy. I had like no space. I felt very vulnerable because it wasn't like I gave him my passwords to things. He was good at it. Like he hacked into stuff, and then I would find out later he was accessing like my bank account statements and everything.
Whoa.
Like he would follow every step.
What the fuck?
I did, and it was like torment and hell, but I lost my virginity to him. So
that's why you were stuck.
No, I mean, I guess I wouldn't credit it to the whole but I wasn't stuck. I didn't do that well with men. When I first started dating, I was awkward. I'm still kind of awkward, but I have more confidence now. I didn't have a lot of confidence. If I started talking to a guy or I'd go out, I'd be really nervous. So I wasn't crushing it on the dating scene. And then I met him, and then he just moved really fast. And then I kind of just said, okay, you know what I mean? And it was a lot. I'm still like for years and stuff, I was scared of him and just what he might be doing or what he might have access to. And then because of that toxicity, I thought that was my first relationship. So I thought that was the culture of relationships, kind of. So I carried it over into my second relationship. And this guy was a bad boyfriend. Like I feel bad. He was fine. He just like wasn't good at being a boyfriend. He was a little too self-centered. Like he wasn't, he was more on the receiving end than the giving end of like, love languages and things like that.
Why'd you laugh like that?
He was selfish.
It's all him.
He was selfish, but I think that relationship I was more toxic in because my space was so invaded that I invaded his space a lot at a much milder level than I had experienced.
Kind of like retaliation in a sense, and protecting yourself. Returning the energy that was given.
Well, I don't think I knew any better.
Yeah.
I obviously there's a lot of like gaslighting and it's weird because my first boyfriend, who was so jealous and everything and would look through my phones, and he like turned my red receipts on without me knowing, just all kinds of sneaky ass shit. I never would look through stuff. I never really like invaded his space. I wasn't very nosy. It was almost just like that shit works. Like if you're more of the jealous person and you do all those things, the other person is so busy just trying to cover their own ass for not doing anything that they like don't even think about like, what the fuck are you doing to make you so freaking scary? Like what do you think? What could I possibly be doing? Like what are you doing to think I'm doing I don't know. And so yeah, my second relationship, I think I looked through his phone like while he was in surgery.
What kind of surgery?
He was getting surgery on his wrist. And I was a lot more jealous. I was a lot more insecure. And then I guess like, yeah, I don't know. I grew out of it, I think. But I noticed that like men sort of, it's probably my own fault. But when we talk about like the whole, okay, let's bring up social constructs and, with like body count and stuff and a woman being devalued, just like socially, women are kind of, it's sort of ingrained in us that like, oh, when we sleep with someone new, we're devalued a little bit more. And it's sort of perpetuated by men in relationships because of their insecurity, but it's almost reflected. Like I remember feeling really a few years ago, I was in a relationship with a guy and I think I said I had sex with 7 people. And I was like, that's pretty low. And then he's like, yeah, but you racked them up pretty quick. Like, I don't know. Like it's weird comparatively because my friend was just talking to a guy, and he told her that she was like maybe the 60th woman that he's ever been with. And then she kind of brought up that same thing, saying like, oh yeah, 60 people. And he's like, you've been with 60 people? That's like a lot of people. And it's like, hold on. Didn't you just say you were with 60 people? Like, no, I've been with like 9 people. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh,
like,
just
what
said...
is that double? No, she said, no, it's like, what is that double standard?
I see. Yeah, I know what you mean, because I used to think like that too. When I was way more insecure and I didn't know who the fuck I was. And I just... There was a complete lack of security within myself. So I would do this constant comparing and then make stories in my head of what they were doing, who they are, right? Off of the body count. And also it's because I keep saying also, anyways, because I place my value as a man on body count and sex and how it performed, you know?
Okay.
Because that's what a lot of weak-minded men do. So that's a really great sign of how they view themselves and how they move with a lack of confidence through life and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Career, whatever. So,
I've been reviewing it and thinking about it because I fell into the trap of feeling guilty for sleeping with somebody.
yeah.
If he didn't treat me well after, or if I got ghosted, I would feel bad about having had hooked up with him. But then I was like, why do I don't feel like I didn't give them anything. I didn't give them anything. They didn't give me, nothing's taken from me. Nothing's changed. Honestly, I think I get a little bit hotter with each new person I sleep with. So I don't I don't know what I supposedly lost that would make me less valuable to a man. And I actually don't think it's real. I don't think that a man is, I mean, maybe if he's real, if a man hears my body count and he's like, no, I can't date you. I'm not that my body count's high or anything. I wish it was.
I mean, what is your
it's
body
time
count?
to start. I'm kidding.
Do you feel comfortable saying it on camera? You don't have to.
I don't know what my body count is.
Okay.
I don't specifically know. It's under 20. It's not, I really don't have that high of a body count. I'm working on it.
Filling out the resume, the credentials.
Stacking them. It is.
Yeah.
I think it is under 20. What's your body count?
I don't know. I stopped counting after a while too, because when it stopped mattering to me, then I stopped. But it's for sure 20 something. I'm pretty sure it's 20 something. At least 20.
Yeah, I feel like my friend just hooked up with somebody, and then he was like not maybe we won't, he was just it wasn't a great experience. And then her reaction to that was it was a waste of a number.
It's a waste of a number.
And then I'm just, but it's stop counting.
Yeah.
Why are you still counting?
Yeah, because it doesn't do shit. It's purely
it means nothing.
It means
it's
nothing.
a social construct that was put in place initially to kind of keep women in their place.
Yeah. Yeah, the way guys do things is that's why guys like sports, because there's a score, who's winning, who's in that, right? The confidence based off of that. But people think that my body count, especially on the internet, is way higher than it really is because of certain videos I've made, talking about how I was in the past, being doing fuckboy shit. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm having a hard time thinking because I'm thinking about that talk I'm supposed to have with that person who's talking shit about me.
Fine.
Yeah, and I'm just I really would. I should have set it up for later, but I'm visualizing in my head how it's gonna go, what I'm gonna say. Because I just don't like people talking shit about me. I'm
Confrontation.
fine with confrontation, but
I'm pretty good with confrontation. A lot of people avoid it, but I've always been surprised. I've been surprised because I'll feel like some person's trying to start shit with me, and I just kind of I'm like, don't let it bother you, don't let it affect you. And then at some point I'm like, you know what, this is fucking with me, I'm gonna see what's up. And then I confront them, and then I'm so surprised by the reaction because I'm like, isn't this what you were asking for?
Because they put the energy out there.
They were being weird, and they were starting shit, And then I'm like, okay, shit started. And then why all of a sudden they're like, what are you like?
Right. Then they back down and they get all small, but then
Yeah.
they feel powerful because they're talking to people about you, you know, which
yeah.
this person has no idea that I really fucking know. Like you are you really going to talk shit, like talk about me to people that I've known longer than you? You think they're not going to fucking tell me?
Oh.
Like, how stupid are you? And even then, I'm smart. I'm smart enough to know I can read these passive aggressive things through the internet without you even having to say something directly to me. You know, I could just feel it, and I was right. Who knew? I was fucking right. So.
Oh no, you can usually. If I believe in one thing, I believe in energy. I believe you can sense energy. You know it. You know, I've also been on TikTok. I don't make TikToks, but I signed up, and I'm a reply guy.
Okay.
I'm one of those people with no posts, but have something to say in the comments.
Hey. That's right.
It's not great. It's not a great place to be. I'm not proud. I can't help myself. I've been in lockdown with all of you fucking nuts. So
Hey, everybody's lost their shit.
don't even judge me. As far as I could have lost my shit, I haven't. But because I've been on TikTok, I've been seeing a lot of astrology stuff, which I never really necessarily believed. But now I'm like sucked in, and I'm annoying myself. But what's your sign?
Cancer.
Oh, you're a Cancer?
Yeah.
Right on. Cool. I don't know anything about it.
I was like, and
I think Cancers, what are they? They're sensitive?
I guess. I don't really
you don't
follow,
follow
but that's what I hear. I hear that they say that we're emotional, which I mean, of course, I'm emotional. Like I feel angry a little bit right now. Not at you. Like you're great, you know, like
but at that, you know,
the whoever her name is.
Who cares?
But because we're addressing it, because I was trying to suppress it during the podcast so we could just like have fun conversation.
No, yeah, let's talk
and then I was like, dude, the good thing about the podcast is that we can just talk like what we feel at this moment is what I want.
Right. No.
So, especially from the guest. But
it's going to be easier to talk rather than trying to force talking about.
Could you tell? Could you tell?
Else. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh, you couldn't really tell? Did I do a good job of hiding it?
But when we started talking about when we started talking about relationships and like, and then people's body count and everything like that, that's just shit that's been on my mind lately.
Yeah.
And I forget why. Why was that on my... So I was airing out my brain, whatever. I'm unpacking shit from my youth and trying to evolve as a person who... So now we should unpack your shit. That's what happened, right? You just had something else on your mind.
Yeah. Because I'm just like... I've been getting more in touch with my emotions, especially the past couple days. It really like... Because I was recovering from the last toxic relationship. It's been over a year and my heart's been super closed off. I've been very jaded with dating. I've been very just like, I'm just gonna like whatever, like just hook up. If I hook up, then I don't want anything more than that. But somewhere along the line, I just started, you know, talking to, you know, people on Clubhouse and just connecting on deep levels because there hasn't been a lot of socializing due to the Corona stuff, right? So you slowly, like a frog boiling in water, don't realize that you're kind of losing a part of yourself. And a lot of my self-awareness and life energy comes from socializing and talking to people, you know? So I talked for hours on these apps and stuff. And then I met a friend on there and we would just talk just like on the deepest human level where we didn't have to try and just, you know, a lot of unpacking and understanding. And then talking to her actually ended up healing me the last bit of resentment that I had for my ex.
Oh,
which was weird. I didn't expect that to happen.
That's good.
Yeah, just simply through conversation over the app and like phone calls. I never met her. And that made me feel more things. So like when I found out that this person was talking shit, I've been more vulnerable the past couple of days because it's new again. Like, oh, my heart's like, oh, fuck. It's like doors have opened. So it's like it's easy to just come in and make me feel things. So it made me super angry. But I think it's good to be aware of how I actually do feel, which is why it made me reach out to her and be like, hey, we should talk about this. Like, come on, you know?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. And then, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like being more comfortable with feeling emotions makes for a generally happy person.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this because I feel like I'm a fairly cheerful person. I'm a pretty cheerful person. I don't have like I don't have a lot. I have obviously I have all the things that humans have because we are humans who have anxiety.
Yeah.
It's an instinct. Y'all are going to too much therapy. You self-absorbed pieces of shit. But I really like sad songs.
I love sad songs.
Yeah, I like sad songs.
Do they make you happy? They make me happy.
Yeah, they make me feel good. Yeah. I feel very comfortable feeling emotion. I prefer it. That it almost just makes me feel less inclined to feel like here's the problem with therapy is I feel people are going every week for years. And they're like, I take care of my mental health. It's like, no, you are obsessing over your problems. And there's more to life than your problems. There's more to your life than your problems. But if every week you're just like, what do I bring my therapist this week? It's, therapy's like a tool. I've had mental health issues. Like in my youth, I had really bad OCD and like I've gotten through a lot, but I don't really credit that much of it to therapy. I credit more of it to work I just did on myself. Therapy's a tool and it's useful, but in the scheme of things, it wasn't even that big of a component. So I feel like people are misusing therapy. And no shit, therapists are going to be like, keep coming back because they're trying to make money.
Yeah.
So there are times where I didn't go to therapy and I feel like I should have. Like when my parents split up, I feel like I should have really like gone to therapy and kind of aired that out. Because I was so preoccupied that I didn't really process everything going on. I was going through a breakup while my parents were splitting up.
Oh, that's heavy.
So, but it didn't occur to me that was a lot for a person to be going through at the same time. I was getting upset with myself for being sad. I was still in a relationship. I was living with a guy, kind of, and I got really sad and I realized that he kind of fell out of love with me. And while that was happening, my parents were kind of splitting up and my family was sort of like imploding. But I was upset with myself because I feel like everything was going wrong in my life was because I couldn't pull myself out of my depression and my sadness without really thinking like, oh, it's totally reasonable. And also I had just moved to LA. So I was new to LA. I didn't really have a group of friends. I didn't have people. I was just trying to figure out how to like survive. And I was mad at myself for being sad. So, that's probably a time to go to therapy. You know what I mean? That's a time but otherwise, like I journal a lot and I've always journaled a lot and I read back into my journals and I was just a sad kid and it's fine. I like drew and I wrote quotes and I actually really like my journals. But what I realized was how indulgent I was in sadness. Like I was depressed, but it was so indulgent. You know what I mean? Like I was almost romanticizing my life not going the way I wanted. Because we were talking about conflict. I was like in how you wouldn't watch a movie about everyone getting along. Our lives need conflict that keeps us going. It keeps it interesting. Yeah. But I realized that like the reason why I was such an anxious, depressed person and I was struggling, like I had anxiety induced insomnia and stuff in my early 20s and like 19 years old and I was like on medications for it. But I just realized so much of that wasn't necessarily for my life going wrong. A lot of it had to do with me just indulging in my problems. And in the scheme of things, my problems weren't even that big. Yeah. I hadn't even like lived that much life. In fact, I was not living my life because I was so focused on like I was just like, I'm going to be depressed. I'm going to be sad and everything's going wrong. And then that was my excuse. It justified everything I wasn't doing with myself.
That's deep. And that there's a lot of truth in that actually too, because that's even in this book called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. It basically talks about, as creatives or just people in general, we face a lot of resistance in life that comes within, and we actually seek drama because it's easier to, gossip and have shit going on in our lives that can be fabricated than actually realizing our truth of what we really want to do and facing that reality. Yeah. Right? Because I would do the same thing too, just imagining myself as if I'm in a movie, like I'm in my own movie. And I would imagine like my parents passing away and just like the whole scenario of like friends coming to show me love and me just crying and doing these things. And I would do that when I was like in high school. I just imagined so many things, and then when it actually did happen, when my dad did pass away, you're like, this sucks. Like, it's not in your mind. It's like, oh yeah, because you want to be the main character in your own movie, but then the real life stuff is it hits differently. You know? So I really resonate with what you said about that, big time. With the emotions, because we just want to feel. Period.
Yeah, and I think it's fine to want that, but recognize that you want it, and then also also making rejection sort of your friend. Yeah, that was such a shift in my perspective and everything. I stopped taking people not liking me, people not wanting me back, all these things. I stopped taking it personally, and I realize like people might think, oh, well, if you don't pay attention to that stuff, you're just going to be like a shitty person who doesn't change because you don't like think, but you need to change. But no, it's like, if you stop taking things so personally, focus on like who you want to be, you're going to become the person you want to be. And people who actually like who you are going to stick around, and the people who don't are going to go away. And that's fine. That's good. Let them weed themselves out. Stop trying to impress everybody else. Stop trying to win people over and start winning yourself over. And then for real, do not take rejection personally. Just keep putting yourself out there. It's great for comedy. Like as much as bombing fucking blows, losing that like embarrassment when that happens to you and overcoming it and getting back at it anyways is what makes you a stronger comedian. I kind of like, it's gross, it's probably icky to romanticize this thing, but it's kind of insane how like one of the most embarrassing things that can happen to a person, meaning a room full of people not approving of you, I've had happen to me on multiple occasions, is insane. It's insane. It's proper insanity to like be fine with that and seek that out and want that for a career. I don't know. And it takes a long time to pursue stand-up. So anyone who's considering doing stand-up, also consider being a surgeon or something, it's
those take a long time. Everything takes a long time. Yeah. Which evil do you prefer? Ooh. Which pain?
What do you mean?
Like, we're all going to suffer for anything. Like, whatever we do. Like
physical or mental or...
Just in general, what things we do in life, we're just going to suffer. Like, life is, not to sound dramatic and shit, but it is technically suffering. We're always suffering, in certain manners. But then choose it. Like, I got this from Mark Manson. This is Mark Manson's idea, but I hold it within. Is like even like weightlifting. Like, you're suffering.
Oh yeah.
Pain for growth. Stand up. You're suffering through potential bombs, embarrassment.
It's all building endurance. You're building like a thicker skin. Weights, you're building endurance. Like you're building physical endurance. And then putting yourself out there and getting rejected is building emotional and mental endurance. Yeah. And the more you get rejected, the more I feel like you will find, if you choose to overcome, stop running away. Just kind of like keep putting yourself out there. You will figure out who you are. Yep. Because you'll realize that no matter what you do, like no matter how great of a person you become, not everybody's going to like you. Yeah. I love it. When shit arises, do it. Confront somebody. Because like, here's what happened. When I stopped being a shit talker, I actually started confronting people. It's like if I actually, not confronting them, not being like, oh, you're a shit, but like because I felt more like I stopped being like, oh, I'm going to just be shady and like weird about a person. If I actually had a problem, it made me, get a better perspective on things I had a problem with, where it's like, is this something you should have a problem with? Or are you just being kind of like judgmental and a shitty person?
Yeah.
Or if you have a problem, if I don't like just gripe about it to other people and I actually confront the person, I don't know, then you clear the air. You get better at communication. If they're, I don't know. Yeah. How are you doing?
Hello. I was just listening.
I know, but I need you to chime in here because I don't know. I'm a rambler. I will start talking and then I'll be like, where am I going with this? Where was I? What was I even talking about? I'll forget. Like
You're an
my
external
brain,
thinker.
my brain will like disconnect from like what. First it'll like start here and then I'll start talking and then it'll like disconnect and then I'm still going. It's not
Your mouth
good.
is like, I don't give a fuck what my brain thinks. I do whatever I want. So the brain's like, no, but come back, baby. It's like, yeah, fuck you. I'm an independent woman. It's like, no, I never said you're not, but like, why can't we be cohesive unit together? He's like, fuck you. I'm not gonna be in this codependency. He's like, but it's not. It's like, fuck you. It's like, and then like later, it's like, hey, I'll just come back. Hey, brain, how are you? How are you? I love you. It's like, I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, I mean, my brain is very. My brain has a very avoidant attachment style.
With itself and its mouth.
With my mouth.
With the mouth.
Yeah. My mouth is has an anxious attachment style.
To the brain. Wow.
That was TikTok. TikTok got me on the whole like anxious attachment style versus avoidant attachment style. And how anxious people with an anxious attachment style are attracted to people who are avoidant, and people who are avoidant tend to be attracted to people who have an anxious attachment.
So
it's like opposites attract kind of thing.
Is the anxious one the one that has to keep feeling like they need to talk about it, and then the avoidance like running away? So it's a constant chase, and then a run, like running away, chasing, running away. That's true. That was my last relationship.
Interesting. Are you an avoidant or anxious?
No, I like to talk about it.
Okay.
Because with like internet stuff, dude, people talk shit to me all day. Like, I don't know who these fucking people are.
How do you do that, by the way? Because I'm curious. Because you started getting a following and then people like pay attention to you. How do you deal with the like hate and stuff? Do you get sensitive? Does it affect you? Or are you just kind of like, again, it like says more about this person who's just like being a reply guy and saying something?
I used to. Well, at first, I was like, oh, I'm a fucking comedian. You guys can't fuck me up. So I would reply to every comment and roast them back. I would do research. I'd click on their profile and be like, all right, you look like you got a unibrow. And I'd be like, and I'd say, your eyebrows look like seagulls from far away. And I'd just say stuff like that. And I'd really craft customized
So it was kind of fun?
At first, it kind of was. And it was but I realized after a while, it was like me trying to prove something to myself. Like, oh, I'm a comic. You don't know who the fuck I am. You think I can't handle this? I was like, fuck you, motherfuckers. And over time, it started to get to me because I'm returning a little too much of his negative energy, and it soaked my brain with just negativity. And then it got to the point where I would get anxious and stuff.
Were you replying to the positive comments or just the negative ones?
Here's the thing: the positive comments for a lot of these videos will be like 99%.
Oh,
like, and I'd focus on that one or like. Well, some videos had hundreds because it depends on what kind of video it is. And it's not like a personal thing. It's just if I make a thing about being Asian and I'm making, like trying to like talk about it. And then I do like a thing where I like made my eyes look like Asian squinty eyes. And it was making fun of how like American propaganda used to make us look, Asians look, right? With the big teeth, like the whole, all that shit.
Yeah.
And that one got a bunch of mixed reviews. They were like, I don't see the difference. I don't see a difference. And look, I thought like, it's kind of funny. I get it. But because by that point I was used to it, you can see per video its own ecosystem. Because those people don't go to the next video and say, I don't see a difference, or you got tiny eyes. It's just that particular video. And they all say the same thing. And they all do the same thing. There's like certain videos, there'll be like 5 specific sentences they'll say, and it's just repeated by hundreds of people. So it became more of like a case study of human psychology through the internet and social media versus before it was me trying to prove to the world that you can't fuck with me. But also people are starting to people recognize me on, because I've had videos get pretty big, so they start to realize I don't hide my videos that have this shit. Like I'm still here, so it doesn't really, but it's still new people who are gonna say stuff and things like that. But in general,
but usually your audience is pretty.
Yeah, I've won people over. They were like, "Hey, I realized you're actually a nice guy." Then my live streams are like, "I'm a fan of you now." I was talking shit. I was trolling. They literally apologized to me, and I don't even know what they look like. So that, and going back to what you said,
I have the opposite problem where like, well, with men mostly, it's like they're really into me, and then they're so nice, and then I express being not interested, and suddenly they're my enemy.
But you know why though, right? Because that's a lot of guys do this fake nice guy thing.
What is that bitterness that men get when like, because I too have been rejected. Believe it or not.
Yeah. Jinx.
I've had guys that I've been interested in not be interested back. Here's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, well, so here's what's funny though, because a guy, for me, if I'm not interested in a guy, that will determine that I probably won't sleep with him, right? But if I'm interested in a guy and he's not interested in me, that's not going to stop him from sleeping with me in the majority of cases. Maybe there's that rare unicorn that's like, I can't sleep with you because I don't want you to think too far into this.
Which is very rare.
Which is pretty rare.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to tell you something that happened on a date. This is to toot my own horn. Because I've changed, guys. I'm better, guys. I used to always have to feel like I have to complete the mission.
Like you have to get it
smash.
in.
Yeah.
So, but wait, that's interesting though, because why is smashing completing the mission?
Because it's just a thing that's been ingrained within men from like childhood that like that's how you are like a man. It's like a psychological thing. Plus, I think it's like a instinctual like conquest type of shit that's been for thousands of years, right? Like, I mean, if you look at history, like the Mongols and everything. But I also think it's very like societal, because we live in the modern day age now. So it's not like we have to go around to fuck everything to spread our seed, to create cities.
I'm going to actually throw another thing in there. It's hormonal.
Yeah, biological, right?
So, well, I mean, because you're thinking like a man busting is
flowering
is the end. It's the finisher. It's the big finisher. But there's actually a hormonal thing where and I don't know that much because I'm not a man. I haven't experienced it. But women attach actually when they are intimate. There's all this talk where it's like, should a woman like make a man wait? And if we speak hormonally, there is some science actually to, not that you should. I don't necessarily. If I want to sleep with somebody, I sleep with them. But there's a hormone for a man that after he comes, like,
he wants to separate.
Drops. Yeah, he wants to separate. He and I don't know, like I've noticed this being with guys where it's like after he finishes, like, he seems like he wants a little bit of space. But the people talk about, like, I've even heard people say like, oh, have you ever hooked up with a girl and then suddenly like after you came, she wasn't as attractive as she was before? Or is there?
Are you
do you
asking?
think? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
From your experience, do you think that? Do you think there's a hormonal aspect to it where it's like after you finish, it kind of is like,
actually, I'm going to tell you this about the last relationship. It was so weird. At first, the sex, that was what made me keep going back to her too, because it was so good. Like it was the best that I had. And then, but there was still, like, I just want to leave. Like it almost made me feel gross. And I don't know. And I think it really is that too, because, and there was a point actually where I didn't even really want to do it as much, because I felt more in love with her when we wouldn't have sex. Because every time I'd have sex, I would have this like knee-jerk reaction of just like I'd come really hard and I'd be like, why am I here? Like, why am I in this relationship? I would doubt it. But when I wouldn't have sex, and the sex was still good, but you see what I'm saying? So I really feel like. And then it got so bad. Well, also it was a toxic relationship, but still, it made me think. Then I was like, did I get molested? I'm like, why do I thought, did I get? And I started like journaling about it. Look into your past, Michael. And I was like, nah. I mean, my dad did hit me a lot, and my mom and stuff, but I didn't. I know I didn't get molested. That's for sure. So there's definitely got to be some kind of. I mean, it's scientifically proven.
Well, I mean, here's what I'll say. I don't think I could fall for a guy without So here's the problem with waiting, where basically I watched a TED talk about this woman that my little sister put on for me and Kelly, who you've had on the podcast, and we watched it, and she was suggesting that men attach at commitment. So when they make the commitment to the woman, women attach during intercourse.
Yeah, especially if you make a woman nut, then it releases that chemical in the brain.
I do not feel, but here's the complication, because like I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to make a guy wait. I'm supposed to hold off on having sex, but I think that I will lose interest in him if I continue dating a guy without having sex with him.
See, that's very true, because that happens with women. See, that's the weird dynamic between men and women. It's almost like, yeah, we're meant to procreate, but at the same time, we're like almost not meant to be in a relationship biologically. We're just like say fuck you to each other.
Yeah, maybe we are not supposed. Yeah.
It's
weird. It's like, but I don't know. There have been some good I've seen some pretty like solid relationships.
Oh no, I'm not shitting on any like the relationship stuff, but I'm just saying like it's so it does
seem
rooted.
Almost like instinctually we're not supposed to really hang out.
Survival. Yeah. We're not supposed to hang out like this right here. We're not even supposed to be having this conversation. Like you're supposed to be like, who the fuck are you? Get away from my house. You don't belong here. You don't belong here, child. Julia Machin. That Machin gun.
But I don't know. Yeah, I know I like, usually that is a tell. If I sleep with a guy and I don't want to shower before I go to sleep, I probably like it.
Oh yeah. You don't feel like shame.
Yeah. If I don't feel like shame over hooking up with a guy, then that probably means I like him. If I like sleeping in our sex, then I'm like, hell yeah, this guy's dope.
Do you know how I know I feel like I really like someone too? Is if like after I like bust on their chest or something or their back and they're just kind of laying there, then I'm like, I got you, girl. It's okay. I'll do it. But if I'm not really into them, then I'm like, well, I gotta do it, I guess. Fuck.
Yeah, you're like, right? Fucking I'm
like, this is what I gotta do. Otherwise, I'm a piece of shit. She's not gonna want to sleep with me again. I was like, fine, okay. And I'll get a towel and I'm like, wipe it up. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of shit. I'm like, oh, that's fucking disgusting. But when it's with somebody that I'm super attracted to, that I'm really into, I'll wipe it. I'm like, damn, you got a smooth ass back. Damn, you got some good skin. I'm like, all right, I got you. I'm like,
do you have big busts or like?
Yo, I'll tell you this.
I feel like they vary a lot from guy to guy.
Yeah. I'll say this. Definitely the longer I go, the more there is, and it'll shoot it'll shoot far. Like I'll be on the edge of their butt. Like if we do doggy style, I finish and it'll fly and hit them in the back of the head. And every time girls are like, oh shit, and I'm trying not to, but like I think I have like but then when I masturbate, there's like nothing that comes out, and I believe it's also because not nothing, but it barely shoots, because like masturbation is so boring to me now. I'm so used to it. It's just
there's not a big finish.
No, it's just more like I will admit this though. I did recently buy a sex toy to try it out.
Oh, like a fleshlight? What did you get?
It's a flesh. It's from the Fleshlight brand, but it's like the half the size one, where like there is a opening on the end of it, and it's cheaper. So I just wanted to test it out because I was like, why not just try it out? It's Corona.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever. When I do that one,
I want to get.
It's better.
I want to get like this thing my friend showed me.
Like a hooky thingy?
No, it's got like on the clit. There's a part that goes like in your vagina, and then I guess that part like vibrates, and then it does the thing, and then it sucks on your clit, and I'm like, wow,
it sucks it.
Yeah,
it's like a suction.
And my friend, and it like you leave it on there, and then you don't have to like use your hands or anything. She's like, I swear to God, it's like someone's going down on you.
Oh, so it probably has like
and then I'll just have like a cardboard cutout of Thor and just put his head.
But which Thor? The Thor when he gained all the weight?
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, I like some big daddies. What can I say? Yeah, I don't know. I was asking, because some dudes is that a determiner whether he's into me or not? Like if he has a big load.
I think it's also, it could be,
it's not.
It could be, there's multiple variables.
Could be how many supplements he's
or
taking.
how long it's been since they last busted. But generally though, the longer that at least like in my opinion, that guys go for what I go for, then it kind of builds it up, and then it just like, it has a pressure and it goes, it shoots far. And then the sex toy thing actually does make me do that, because it feels good, because it's like not my hand, and it's got this like super like the feeling is look at me, I'm like, yeah. I'm a little boy.
So you like it?
I do, but I also don't, because I feel like
weird using it, like it's a whole process.
Yeah, because I have to clean it and stuff and everything. And then even yesterday, so I took the lube, right? Because it comes with like a water lube. And then it just kind of lasts forever with the material. I don't know if it's like some kind of silicone thingy. I don't know, but it's super interesting feeling. And I tried using my hand for the first time with the silicone stuff because normally I use lotion when I masturbate. And then it just like dried out immediately because like it's meant to absorb into the skin, I guess, or something. You want
silicone based, not water based.
So the water base was meant for the toy.
Oh.
So then I was like, let me try it. And then I just like did it. Or I tried to do it for like after 5 seconds. I was like, man, this is whack as fuck. And I just didn't even start.
You just got over it.
No, I wasn't even ready to finish. It was like a 20% erection, and I was like, this is lame as fuck. And I showered.
Do you know like how women sometimes are different? How like some women they come from like clitoral stimulation,
and then like vaginal.
And then there's some women who like are into like penetration, but it's like there are two orgasms. One is just like more external, one's more internal. But I'm definitely more of like an internal person. And so when people like when I'm messing around with somebody, but we're not actually like having sex, and they just like go down on me and play with my clit, that's like what it feels like. Where I'll get like up there, but I will never really reach it, and then it'll just die. And at some point, I'm just like, oh, my clit's getting raw. Can we please stop? Like this is just...
It's too sensitive.
Yeah.
I think it's starting to turn like red and fucking. It's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I was gay, I need a woman to take me with a strap on, which is chill too.
But see,
actually, I really liked, not surprisingly, I just like, it was unexpected. Scissoring.
Why do girls say that that's not a real thing though?
Right, exactly.
Because when I watched that's one of my favorite things to watch on porn.
Because I never had done it except when I hooked up with like a straight girl who suggested it. Because like, I guess, from the outside, but apparently in lesbian relationships, that's not really a thing that they do.
Yeah.
But when I hooked up with a straight girl, it was great. I thought it felt really good.
Yeah, because in my mind, I don't have a vagina, but in my mind, it just kind of made sense from what I would see on porn, at least. I was like, of course, porn's not real, but I'm like, I don't know. I think they like it. I was like, I think they kind of like, because you can tell at times when it's super fake, like you're not into it.
Dang, that's a discussion I want to have. I just like, I'm so curious. I want like insight into that, because I genuinely was kind of surprised. I was like, oh, do people really? I kind of started to get the impression that women don't actually scissor until I did it, and I'm like, actually, I like kind of like this. I don't know.
Yeah, because I feel like you're close to each other, and then because for me, when it comes to sex too, the more of my body is touching their body, besides just our privates, it makes me feel more connected to them. Like I can feel the warmth of them and all that, and then I get like really into it. That's why I like doggy's nice too, but I like the sideways position where like I can hold them tight and then do all this other stuff, right? Yeah. So that's like really intimate.
Spooning.
Yeah, like the spooning style. So since we're talking about that, like scissoring, things you wouldn't think would feel good.
You just want to be your jetpack.
What?
Never mind.
What does that mean?
You like the spooning position where you're behind.
Yeah, I want to be your jetpack and just like, you want to fly higher? You want to fly lower? Okay, all right. You want to fly sideways? So something that I've been into, or that I didn't realize would feel that good, because from watching porn, I really like a couple years ago I started watching Asa Akira do give guys like foot jobs, and she's just super like nice, because I have like a leg fetish, so I was like super into her legs being like whatever, all that, and then she has nice feet, and she would do it, and then with my last relationship,
is it pretty efficient? Like, do the guys come from it? A foot
I don't really remember.
Have you gotten a foot job before?
By the ex.
Yeah. Okay.
That I didn't know that was gonna feel that good. It was almost better than the vagina.
Wow.
Yeah, whoa. I was mind blown. Yeah, we did it in the hotel, and I was like, I felt like I was when you're like about to bust.
Yeah.
It just kept feeling like that over like nonstop, and I was like, wow, like my head was gonna explode. And ever since then, now I'm like, if I get with somebody, especially a relationship, would they be willing to do that type of stuff? Because I realize now, I'm gonna want that shit, because like extra doing new exploratory things. Not like I don't want to be pegged in weird butthole shit to me, but
see, that's where I'm at. I sort of like, I don't know, that I was hooking up with this guy who was just like so into like butt play. that I was like, I don't think I could ever actually like be with this person.
Because
like
he needs
I just
that, right?
Yeah, I'm just really I wouldn't even know. That's weird. Like, I guess that's a sexual compatibility thing.
Yes.
Where I'm like, it's kind of hot. Like, I could see myself hooking up with this person, but like, I don't think I could, be what they need in a significant other.
It's very true. Because then if they don't get it from you, eventually, they suppress it. Then they're gonna want to do some weird shit like cheating.
Oh, like cheating. Yeah. I mean, but I don't know if that's I question why people cheat. I'm sure it's for different reasons, but I also think a lot of people aren't necessarily cheating because, of course, actually, yeah, a lot of people are because they're not satisfied in their relationship. But I think a lot of people are just general cheaters because they they like the lie. They like to like lie and sneak around and feel like everything's on the line, and
that's
and they're just doing it, they're like moving everything could go wrong, but they're manipulating.
It's exciting. That's why people
it's a game.
End up doing crime. Like a lot of men do crime because it's that high adrenaline rush, right? It's exciting, and that's why people fight too, because it's super exciting. Like a lot of guys want that rush and they get addicted to it.
What's unique about a lot of people who cheat is they don't suggest an open relationship or anything like that. They don't want an open relationship
because they're afraid to lose their person and they want control too.
Yeah.
But they still want, but in their mind, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what it ties back to people, these guys being these fake nice guys.
Yeah.
That act like they're this person that they're not, and then they end up completely switching on you. But that was who they always were. But then they resent you because they think if I do all these things for Julia, then she's gonna want to feel like she owes me with feelings and want to reciprocate. But Julia has no idea that I'm doing these things for that reason.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it because I'm out of my kindness and unconditional, like, hey, I want you to have whatever this is.
That's when you really have to think about, if you're chasing something, if you're still bothering with some person and you're still entertaining them, you really have to consider how long has it been bad compared to how long was it good? Are you like, I'm asking you, are you chasing like a couple months of a good time with somebody? Because if you are, you should probably just block them. Because you really do not find out who someone is until, like, I would argue even 3 months is a reasonable time to like give it 3 months, and then because most of my I haven't had a serious relationships. I've had they've lasted like 8 or 9 months, that range. And it's usually because after that 3-month period, we're kind of faced with like, oh, I don't know if this is a person that I like want anymore. Like, I kind of liked who you were at the beginning of this relationship when you were trying to win me over. I don't like who you are as much now as a person in general. Your values and stuff. I don't know if we No, I mean, I hope you figure that out early on. But yeah, I think after 3 months, when that honeymoon phase kind of fades and goes, that's a better gauge of like who they are.
Absolutely.
And then there's going to be a lot of turmoil, and then I guess it's just a matter of if you overcome that. Yeah. We do a lot of filling in the and
blanks.
I never have.
I love when you do. You go, anyways, I'm back, guys. My name's Julia. I'm Julia. I'm here. I'm gonna say this. That I was thinking this earlier. I was like, you have really cool like pupils. So I imagined turning them into like marbles, and it sounds like I'm gonna murder you and be like a psychopath. It's not like, I'm not saying I was gonna take your eyeball and then like physically change them into marbles, but I imagine myself. I used to play marbles when I was a kid, not a clit, but a kid.
So you would design a marble after my pupil?
I don't know how to do that, but maybe somebody could. Because I used to play
just
marbles, and it reminded me of marbles.
Wait, are marbles glass? What are they?
Glass-ish.
They kind of are. They're just like solid, right?
Yeah.
So they don't really break.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know. I feel like iPhone screens.
I'm not gonna kill you.
Never mind. I'm not. Fuck.
I was like, if I say this,
dude, I think
I'm gonna sound like a psychopath
so much because I do use the apps for dating. So anytime I'm with a guy, I'm just like, I don't know if he's gonna kill me. It could be like the ninth. We could be weeks into dating, and I'm like, I still don't know if this person's gonna kill me.
No, but you're really right about that, because there's guys that just explode and do crazy shit. If you want to feel safe, you could put us on a story and be like, this is the last person I was with. So if I'm gone, get this guy. Mikekimcomedy fucking murdered me. No, but
I don't know. We're in a pandemic.
Yeah.
What is there anymore, anyways?
Yeah, what is life? What is normal?
Do I die from murder or do I die from COVID? I don't...
What's a cooler story?
Yeah.
Do you want to be remembered?
Okay, don't kill me.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, girls fucking... I've been in situations where I was like, I think this girl might kill me.
Yeah,
I think she's crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, and I also, because I was kind of saying, I was leaning towards guys seem more like the toxic, crazy people, but I really haven't experienced women. Women are just more emotional, but the fact that they're emotional, I think, is what makes them less crazy because they're expressive. Whereas like men will bury shit and then try not to feel.
But here's the thing. Then on the other end of that, you're right about that with the men thing too. But on the other end of that, one can argue being extra emotional can lead to that, because I mean, my ex, she almost, I told you about the story, the car situation, right? Like in front of the house right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where she almost fucking broke my leg.
Oh, whoa,
driving.
Wait. Oh,
she snapped. She almost fucking killed us driving, like speeding down this street.
Jesus Christ.
She was making like screeching.
What happened in that relationship?
A lot of like she was projecting a lot of stuff from the past relationships, because she never stayed single. Because I remember when we were friends too, I was like, have you ever been?
There's something about serial daters.
She was trying. She's always in relationships. She never had time to like heal, because I was celibate for like a year and a half just before I even got with her, so I could figure my shit out. But she never did that, so she kept stacking compound effect, like the photographer who said, "I'm fucking trying to fuck her over," like that. And then she just kept, "You remind me of him." I'm like, what? And then there was one point she's like, "You remind me of my dad."
Oh my god!
And I was like, what the fuck, So I got with somebody like that, and then she just like snapped, and the therapy thing went to therapy for 10 years. But it's like a circle jerk. I'm like, how's the therapist not saying things that I'm saying? Like, they never brought that up. She's like, no. I'm like, yeah, because you are telling the therapist what do you want them to, how do you want them to view you and shit, right?
You're kind of like and that's usually the reality of like, and my experience with therapy is mostly just kind of like an agreeable person who just kind of like, I don't feel like I've gotten a whole lot of insight from therapists and stuff, just a lot of understanding or like, and where were we?
I don't know. The camera fucking
crazy exes.
Me. Yeah. I mean, she almost fucking killed us out here. She drove like skidded into a blind turn. She was violent, and then she got to the front of the gate, came to a skidded of a stop because she was driving us, and she was like, "Get the fuck out!" I was like, "Okay." So I stick my foot out. My foot's about to touch the floor. My right foot like 3 inches away. She gasses it really hard, like
what the fuck?
Brakes again. After 5 feet, she's like, "Get the fuck out!" I'm like, "I'm trying. Let me out." I stick my foot out again. My right foot barely my toe taps the floor. She does it again. Gasses it 5 feet. She's like, "Get the fuck out!" I'm like, "Dude, I'm gonna call the cops." Like, you're crazy. And then she's like, "Dude, I don't give a fuck." And I was like, "All right." So I stick my foot out again. Now my foot finally plants flat.
Yeah.
She does it again. My leg turns.
No.
Yeah. I was like, "You're gonna break my fucking leg. What's wrong with it?" I'm like, "Come on." I was like, "Please."
See, now I'm like,
I begged her. I said, "Please." I was like, "Please."
God, everyone else's
let
stories.
Let me out, please. And she let me out. And then I was like, the next day, I was like, "Yo, we need to talk about what happened last time."
No, you don't talk to her.
And then she came here.
You get a restraining order.
But here's the thing. By that time, it was so toxic. 2 years in, I couldn't tell anymore what was normal or not. So then I get in the car, and I was like, you know what happened last night was crazy, right? And she did this. Look at my face. She went. She chuckled. She had like a kid laugh.
Yeah, no, people are fucking psycho.
Yeah, and then people think I'm the crazy one because she put on a front to all my friends where she would hide her like any personality. She would just be kind of like neutral for everything. So they think she's just a nice, calm person. But of course, I'm the loudmouth one who's like, yeah, expressive. So then they almost didn't believe me. They're like, did she really do that? Like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
It got even to the point where there's one group of friends that were just girls, though, of course, like. There were like 3 or 4 of them that aren't. I'm not even. Whatever. They took her side, and I knew them for 6. One of them 6 years. One of them like fucking 12, 15 years. I'm like, wow. But I'm glad they're out of my life. So thank God.
Sometimes I hear other people's stories and I'm like, damn, I had it.
So was that
easy.
crazy from a woman's perspective? Was that crazy?
No, yeah, I've never. I mean,
see, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I could not tell by that point.
But
you
I guess
see
it's
why
just
I was
there's some
recovering?
like loose. Yeah, there are some fucking loose cannons out there.
Yeah.
Why are these people still around? Like, can we bring back something where we just? There used to be mental.
Well, are you saying lobotomize them?
Yeah,
like
we used to do things to keep these people under control. And I know that they're kind of iffy, questionable practices, but I'm telling you, these people are like destructive and insane. We got harassed in the Plumber Park yesterday by, I don't really know. I think it was someone talking about being transgendered. But I was afraid to look. And I say afraid to look because that person literally laid down in front of us and exposed themselves and started just like, so obviously we were like, well, we gotta go and leave, and then followed us to the car. I don't know, people, but now like health, I cannot understand healthcare in the US. Just because like there used to be a place for people where they would be taken care of.
Oh yeah, because didn't they get rid of a lot of those places?
Yeah. I mean, like, but nowadays everything is just insane. As far as now they're just homeless people who belong in like mental institutions are just homeless people.
Mm-hmm. And being completely neglected.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I feel so raw emotionally. It's gonna take like another week for me to just like kind of balance this out. So like where I'm still with my heart.
Yeah.
Because it's fresh, you know. And it's also because like, you know, I visited my dad's grave yesterday, and then I actually like forgave him, and I started crying hard because because it's been 10 years since he passed, but I had so much resentment and, you know, like pain and like hatred and just shit that just was never really solved. And then I just did it, and I just cried because every time I'd visit, I'd suppress it, you know.
Yeah.
And I just felt, you know, really grateful for being alive. And I was like, why? I started crying, and I was like saying out loud to myself, I'm like, why do I care about these little things here and these things that don't fucking matter? All these stupid things that we make so big that we turn to problems that it's like a leaf in the fucking wind. It's really nothing, but we keep looking at that leaf, and then we're like, that leaf isn't. I like how you look that way.
Oh yeah.
There's a leaf. There was no leaf.
You got me.
There's no leaf, Julia. But no, actually, there are leaves out there. Yeah, because there's trees. So you're not wrong, but yeah, you know, we just look at that one leaf and go, fuck that fucking leaf. That fucking leaf is just flying in my just there. Why is it just flying? Why is it there? Why is it there? But there's so many other trees and things that are great.
There's more to life than your problems.
I know how to distract you from now on. I'll just point from the
I know.
Because you look back again when I pointed. I love it though.
I am diagnosed like ADD and things and such.
A to the D?
A to the D. Actually, I don't think I'm really that bad. I think I just
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I was just a kid who didn't really have a lot of interest.
You were paying attention to me. That's why you did that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm not saying you were ADD, but it's just kind of funny how
you
were so into what I was saying.
So I'm not ADD. I'm just slow.
Slow DD.
Slow DD.
I don't mean slow deficit disorder. Oh, STD. STD card.
STD.
STD.
STD. Have you had any STDs?
STDs?
Yeah.
No. Have you? Have you had the clap?
I haven't had the clap. I had scabies, which is not really technically. That's
a crab stings?
It's not crabs. It's like it's a skin thing. It's not. Kids get it. It's maybe it's considered an STD. People get it sexually transmitted. It takes 15 minutes of skin to skin contact. It's not a genital thing.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I didn't get it on my genitals, but so now I guess the question is did I even get it from sex? Probably.
Yeah. I mean, there was times where I thought I had it because like I was like just raw dog. There was this one girl, this Indian girl that I would like raw dog, and like afterwards her like vagina juice would burn my dick or something. It was just
you guys might just be not like she just
chemically compatible.
I wonder. So some women are more acidic too in their
it fucking
discharge and stuff. But you got tested and everything.
Yeah, I didn't. There was nothing, but it made me feel like that, like acid rain pussy, you know?
Yeah, like some women like. Actually, my underwear bleaches sometimes, but like the acidity in our discharge.
Bleaches?
Yeah, like will discolor our underwear.
Because of the acidity?
Because of the acidity.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. So if you ever look at underwear that's discolored, not in a like period way, but it's I've had like little hole. I've had.
You had holes in your underwear from the acid?
I don't know for sure, but like there would be like little holes in my underwear where I'd be like, why is there a hole in my
in the area where it would the front?
Like a hole you would think, you know how smokers get like those holes in their shirt from ashing? Yeah. It'd be like that size of a hole.
Yo, you got some fucking acid flame vagina juice.
And I just got surgery. I got a brand new vagina. No. Actually, the things that are coming,
Magic clear.
The shit coming out of my vagina right now is like not comforting because it's literally like, because I just I got the inside scraped.
Like ice cream.
Yeah.
Baskin Robbins.
But so now there's just like bloody, weird, like
clumpy.
Yeah, at times. I don't know. But I don't know what is going. It's really disturbing though. And if I feel cramping and discomfort and the amount of cringe that just like comes with all of that, and the fact that I got an IUD put up there, I'm just like, I don't even know how to feel.
Dude, you're an
like
android.
What is going on?
You're losing your humanity. You're turning into a robot.
I actually used to be really tripped out about the like implant versions of birth control because I remember a doctor, I was like discussing my options for birth control and I was like, I think I feel weird. The whole idea of having something implanted in me. But then I broke my arm and have 3 metal plates in my left arm. So, here we are.
Oh, I have a plate. I broke this hand and I have a plate and 5 screws.
Can you see it?
They did a pretty good job with the surgery, but you can still kind of see the scar right there, right?
Yeah,
you see that?
Can see the scar.
Yeah,
Dang. Yeah. And so you have, the
hair's in the way. I have a hairy hand.
But I don't, I keep trying to feel, but I can't really feel behind the tissue. I'm like, I want to know what the plate feels like.
Yeah, I think they put the plate like sideways or something because I don't know. I don't know how they did it, but then like you can feel this thingy here. Like feel this, like a little lump thingy.
Yeah.
I think that's
how
just
did
like
you break your hand?
In a fight.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I broke it on the back of his head.
Did you win?
Technically no, because like I broke my hand. I was like, I don't know if I could do this anymore. I was like, I think I broke my hand, guys. I think I broke, and then my friend, because this guy was way older than me and way bigger than me, like he jumped me, and I ended up like getting him back. But then I broke my hand. I was like, I don't know. I don't think I should do this because I'm not really that much of a badass, and plus I was high on weed. Oh, so I was more of a pussy back then, versus now. I feel like I could do more damage because I'm not as afraid, but I'm still not like a fighter. But then my friend who was the same size, who was, one of my best friends at the time, he didn't like that I got jumped and tricked by that guy because I got jumped by 4 people, including him, when I was like 16 or 17, and he was in his 20s. So then he basically just fucked him up.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so
nice.
I really didn't do much damage to him. I just did more damage to myself. Yeah.
I was just talking about how like what I like boyfriends who won't defend you.
Okay. Even verbally.
I remember my feelings got hurt so bad one time. I was getting harassed at a bar by like this guy and his friend. Mm-hmm. That's a different story. But the guy I was with at the time, the guy who was like my boyfriend, used to talk to me about like or he would mention how he would get into like disputes and stuff at a bar because of guys being like shitty to his girlfriend. And then I was at a bar and there was this guy who I kind of knew, like I had met before. He walks up to me to say hi and he's being really creepy and his fucking friend starts saying stuff and he literally like pokes me in the boob.
Whoa.
So I was like, this is fucking weird. Are you serious?
Like straight on the boob?
Yeah, he just like pokes my boob. So I was just like, this is weird. And so I dip and like go, because I went in to use the restroom to the bar. This was in Orange County, so I could go as a girl. You could go up to the front of the line. I went back, and my boyfriend at the time was still in line. I told him the situation. Those guys followed me out. Start like saying shit, like telling us off, I guess, or something, and like saying shit to him. He literally did nothing.
He didn't even say anything.
He didn't even say anything. He stood there. He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And his fucking friend, he had these gay friends of his that were a couple, step in, tell this guy off. The other guy goes and gets the bouncer, gets him kicked out, and I'm like, are you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude? He didn't say anything. He just stood there.
After he told you a whole story of like,
after he told me that he used to defend his ex's honor, but God forbid mine.
But you know what? I don't think he did that, because a lot of guys tell stories. What guys do is they implant seeds of these fantasies of what they want you to think that they are, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, so like I was at a karaoke bar.
But I mean, it's also like we're in line at a bar. There's a bouncer right there. Like, what are you fucking afraid of? Like, say something. If a fight starts, that big black guy standing up front is going to step in and take care of things. Why are you being such a pussy? Say something. Don't just stand there.
Because you would still be turned on by him, even
also,
just saying, even saying something if you got him. Right? Because at least he did something. It's not that he had to go and fight and fuck these guys up. It was more like, solve this issue. Because I'm your girlfriend.
But yeah, no. I mean, it's just like, he was also there with his friends who were pretty clearly like, they step in, they defend me, they get the bouncer involved. The fucking bouncer comes, gets rid of these guys. I'm like, you are literally the only person who didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. I stood up for you more than you stood up for me.
Which is really fucking sad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what guys don't really understand.
But yeah,
it doesn't always have to be like a physical defense.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, why? Like, first of all, I guess it isn't necessary. I don't necessarily have that expectation. I'm not a big conflict person. Like, I wouldn't have wanted a fight to start or spew out. I was just so baffled by like how little he wanted, and I get it. Like, he probably just like wasn't in the mood.
But did he even take you away from the situation and try to like protect you that way?
No, I think we still fucking went into that bar.
And he was like, I'm gonna act like nothing happened.
Yeah,
like a little bitch. Yeah. So he could have at least been like, all right, this is a situation where it could potentially go bad because they're drunk. I'm outnumbered. Like, all right, let's go. But he didn't even do that.
He wasn't even outnumbered. He was like,
because he's got the two gay friends too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we were with a group of friends.
Yeah. Oh, and a group of friends?
Yeah, it was
whole
just
other group.
We were with, I forget how many people were there, but like the two gay dudes were like pretty built, and they were pretty strapping. And so was he. But I don't remember if this was when he had like a broken arm.
But even then, though, come on, it's like, that's your girlfriend.
I know you took me out with the cast. So.
Yeah, like, but guys know what's gonna potentially happen when they go to bars, especially when you have a girl with you.
Yeah,
there's gonna be times I've been in situations like that where they'll be fucking weird and like look and like stare and just do really weird things to make the girl feel uncomfortable, and that guys get kind of strangely territorial, even though that's not your fucking girlfriend. They don't even know who that girl is next to you, but they're like, oh, who the fuck is this guy, right?
Right, exactly.
They'll do that shit. So like, that's why I avoid certain bars now, because I know what's gonna happen. Like I know that there's a good chance I'm gonna get into some kind of conflict, and I may get into a fight. So I'm smarter and go to like more chill bars where people are just like, it's more quiet. It's not this crazy like grinding music where people are like fucking on the dance floor. Because you go to places like that, that's the whole point of that. People get super high levels of energy. Right?
Yeah, this wasn't anything like that. I had met this guy before, and he always kind of struck me as like a little bit of a weirdo.
And then he poked you in the boob, which proved that he was a fucking
his
weirdo.
Friend did. So it wasn't even the guy who I knew. It was
the guy
just that guy happened to be at the bar.
He didn't even defend you, because he kind of knows you. He didn't even say that was wrong.
He was aggravating the situation. He's the one who came up to me and said hi in the first place, and then started acting like both of them started behaving really weirdly.
Oh, okay, as a duo.
Yeah, as a duo, and his friend was the one who poked me in the boob. Okay,
so they tag team perverts.
And then tag team perverts, and then so I like slipped out and like got out of the situation. But I explained the situation where I was like, hey, listen, there are guys in there and they are being like really, and I think they might, and they followed me out. So he even had a heads up, like, you could have, it doesn't matter. It's not his responsibility. Now I'm a strong, independent woman. I've been single for how long? It's great. I prefer it, which is weird.
How long has it been?
Since I've had a boyfriend, I freaking, what is it? 2017?
Oh yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, probably like 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. You need that time.
No, I mean, I'm like happy, and it's crazy being single for 4 years because I've been unintentionally celibate, so I've taken some.
Oh, it was unintentional?
Well, I don't want to say
really?
unintentional.
Please.
No,
if
like
you wanted to.
Yeah, obviously. If I
yeah.
really wanted to, I could have just been like some. But that's the same. It's the same. It's like if I really put my mind to it, I didn't have that kind of energy
if you believe you can achieve. Oh yeah.
But it did have, because I was living with someone, and that apartment I was in, it was very strict COVID guidelines. Like, we were social distancing to the max, which that wasn't necessarily my preference, but of course, like, I'm gonna be respectful of it because it is the thing that we should be doing. And so I didn't have guys over. I couldn't really go see guys because I didn't really have an explanation. So when I moved out, I did kind of I pretty quickly be like, who out there wants to hit it?
Help me, help you. Together. Unity. One love.
Yes, exactly.
One love, let's get together and feel all right.
Finished picking my nose. I'm such a nose picker. Okay, you know what I
Dude,
realized?
you're gonna get pink eye. You fucking did this and you did this to your eyes. That's how you get an infection.
Honestly, I'm surprised I don't
napkin?
have pink eye.
You want a napkin?
Why? Do I need it?
No, I'm asking you. Do you?
Oh, no, I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. Have you ever had pink eye?
Of course I had.
Oh.
I've had like, I had a little puppy. There was a puppy that licked the dad's dog's dick after he took a piss, and I was on the floor, and the puppy ran to me and then started licking my face. But I was like, whatever. When the dog's so cute, you just don't care.
Yeah.
So the dog started licking its dad piss soaked dick tongue on my eye, and then the next day it just blew up and was swollen as fuck for 2 weeks.
Fuck,
it was bad. Sucks. Yeah. But the dog was so cute. I couldn't say no. I was like, I could smell the piss. I was like, oh fuck, disgusting. But I was like,
oh my god, I'm nauseous. It's the surgery. Don't even.
Oh, it's not the fact that it was dog dick.
No, it also is. It's the fact that it was dog dick.
All right.
Yeah. So you've had hand surgery.
Yes.
How was that?
It was
Was it a compound? No.
It was a fracture. Yeah, snapped in half. Yeah, because I kept hitting him, and I heard one crack, and I was like, okay. Yeah.
Did you have to get surgery immediately?
Dude, I didn't get surgery for like I think 2 weeks or something, or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. I had a splint on for a week and a half, I believe, and they just gave me hydrocodone.
Compound is the one where it punctures. I had
It wasn't compound.
A compound. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure because like compound is the one that punctures the skin, and then so there's no difference between like when it snaps off. So like both the bones in my forearm snapped.
But did it poke out of the skin?
It poked out, so it punctured the skin. So it is technically compound, but I didn't look and have my bone poking out of the skin.
Yeah.
Because both bones broke, the way they sat was just like it punctured, and then they just kind of like lodged up against each other inside my arm. So my arm just like looked really disfigured, but the bones were on the inside.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have a bone sticking out. One of the bones, when it broke, punctured the skin.
Oh, Ooh. How did that feel when you saw that?
No, it wasn't. I don't. That was one of the later things we realized because I got into the medic. Oh, you know what? There was blood, I guess. It was really chaotic. I don't remember that much, but I remember they picked up my arm and then it started squirting. But the reason they picked up my arm was because they were gonna try and get the bones back on top of each other. But then when they saw that, they're like, "Oh, this doesn't really matter that much since you have to get surgery right away, anyways."
Does it hurt? Do you feel it when it's cold?
When the weather's weird. Does it hurt your hand? It feels.
I feel it a little bit too. And when I touch here, like the bottom part of it, where the fucking stitches thingy is, I feel the webbing of between my middle finger and my ring finger.
So weird.
It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah,
so I do this.
I still have a little bit of funny nerve thing.
All the to your hands?
Yeah, well, the nerves, it mostly happens in the hands. Definitely took me a while to get like feeling back in my pinky and my ring finger. And then I still didn't really get grip strength back, but range of motion I crushed. I got that back.
So you still don't really have fully grip strength? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my grip strength is kind of trash in my left hand.
Oh, can you make a fist?
I can, yes.
Okay. All right. So it's not so bad to where you can't even close it.
Some things look awkward. Like sometimes I'll be giving, maybe my thumbs up is just awkward, but in pictures.
No, because your right thumb looked weirder than your left thumb. Yeah. It just went jutted right to the weird angle. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's it going? It's like you have no control over your thumb.
So actually, my left hand is more normal
for the thumbs up than the right hand. Yeah. So So for me, with my hand being broken, when I close it, it does like so. This is normal, right? Like just look at this finger. Like it goes straight down when I close the fist.
Right.
But then this one is like the right one is like it kind of.
Oh.
It kind of because it wasn't a cast like this like a ninja turtle hand.
Did it atrophy a lot? Did your hand look weird? Did you have like a little
I couldn't
hand?
When I came out of the cast. And I scraped the dead skin. It was like a quarter inch of just, or almost half inch of just nasty orangey dead skin. And I enjoyed that part.
It's orange from the surgery. That's
funny.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed scraping all the crap off. And it smelled like shit. And then, but then after it came out of the cast, I could only close my hand.
Yeah.
I couldn't really move it. It was stuck in a high five ninja hand position for a long time. So I had to train it to slowly close over time. And now, I mean, it's pretty strong. Like I lift weights, it doesn't really get in the way. But if somebody hits the top of the hand where the surgery was at like that little spot that you touched, then it kind of hurts, and I feel it here. Like it's like a nerve or something. But it doesn't get in the way. I feel everything. It's just I don't think about it too much.
I had the full arm cast, so when I took the cast off, I couldn't like straighten my arm out. But that's pretty much I couldn't like my arm just kind of hung here. Like that.
Like you could do the rub down.
Yeah, I have like pictures, and also it atrophied. So my like hand, this hand was so much smaller than this hand. Like I had a little alien hand.
Oh, kind of like like Scary Movie 2. This is my strong hand. when it's the small one.
Yeah.
Fuck. But I mean, now it's normal. I mean, I don't notice anything. Go like this. Prayer hands. Oh, they're the same. They're the same. Yeah, that's good.
I think they're the same.
No,
I also like. Once I started lifting weights and whatnot, and that helps. Because, basically there are muscles in this hand that pretty much like went away. And muscle memory is pretty efficient. There's a little bit of differences in my arms up here.
Yeah.
And shoulders and stuff, but that's fine. It's just not that symmetrical.
I have that too. I have a protruding chest muscle.
Oh, really?
Watch, go like this with your finger. Just drag it across.
I guess, yeah.
You guys, it's obvious.
Oh, I guess
you see that?
Yeah.
Right. This pops
So why?
out.
Oh, is it like
So this part's flatter because it's like a bone thing or something. I don't know. Or like they say it's a muscle thing, but it feels like a bone almost.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but I've had it since I was a kid.
Yeah, I don't like. I think that also it's probably a pretty normal thing to not be symmetrical on both sides. I think because of the break, I just like notice it. Otherwise, I wouldn't know.
Is it good? You okay?
Yeah, I'm just like people. You ever tell people that you're like gonna be doing a podcast, so they should be like, oh yeah, I know you're doing a podcast.
But they're like, let me fucking.
Yeah, but then they're like, oh, I have questions. I've got questions, and it's like,
Oh, is that what it's about?
No, it's nothing important. She can figure it out. She's an adult. It's a weird moving in with your sister. Like, okay, I moved in with an ex, but like I moved in with an ex right after I moved out with my parents' house. So I'd only lived at home before that. And I feel so bad about that now because I realize that you essentially move in with somebody, living with somebody who never really knew how to support themselves. Their problems become your problem. And that's,
that's what you're dealing with?
Well, I'm living with my sister and not really, it's, it's a journey.
That's a nice way to put it.
But I'm glad I prefer it. I'm glad I live with my sister. It's just as it has its.
It's never perfect when you live with somebody, whether it's family or not.
It's just new and especially because she's like not. We both got furloughed in the pandemic, and all the things. It's tough. She's learning adulthood, and I'm her form of support in a way, not like financially. She should figure that out. Yeah, basically.
You're the sister. The sister, yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, you have a sister.
I do, but we don't talk. Yeah.
I'm really close with my siblings. My sister and I are like tight. And my older sister now is married, but besides that, we were really close. And then my brother moved away, but before that, we were really close. Yeah.
Let's end it on a little bit more of a positive note, because I've been feeling a lot of rage and anger. What's something that you're grateful for?
Oh shit. I am grateful for the women in my life right now, I'd say. I'm grateful for my sister. I'm grateful for my podcast co-host Kelly and stuff. And the close bonds and relationships I've had. It's been and obviously like my friend Mercedes is the mother to my godchild. She's my best friend since high school. Same with a lot of, I got another best friend. All the women, the strong women in my life. I'm grateful for them. And my mom.
And your mom.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good. It's always
and my
good
dad. You know what? I'm grateful for my people.
Yeah.
My dad's cool. And my brother and my sisters. And yeah, I'm grateful for the white people.
For the white people of America.
Wait, that's not Kelly. Kelly is half black. Mercedes is Mexican. And my godson is Blaxican. So.
Okay. And if you need an Asian, just say you're grateful for me, and everybody's gonna be like,
and I'm grateful for Mike Kim.
She's
I love how
worldly.
it's like usually when we wrap up a podcast, I like plug anything I have going on, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna plug the people in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that sounds a little weird. I'm gonna plug the people.
If they wanted me to, I would.
Okay. Have you pegged somebody before?
I haven't. No.
I feel like you would though.
I probably would. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might not be good at it, but I'll give it a try.
Yeah. You give it a good
shot. I've eaten ass.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Even with the hair in the way?
I didn't really have so much of a problem with the hair. I think the only thing about the hair is that it's like harder to like be a cleaner area. I don't think like, dude, for a lot of women our bumholes are like spick and span. You know what I mean? Not always.
Compared to men, of course. Yeah. Men's shit's
but
just...
even if we let it go, we still wouldn't get as much hair down there as guys do. But like, here's the thing. I had sex for years and I just never really explored that part of a man. And I didn't even know there was that much hair there.
It's hidden. You don't, there's no point for it because the dick is on the complete opposite end.
No, but I think I'm here for it. I think ass eating's in and people are exploring and I'm here for it. And I just, yeah.
Okay. Now do you want to plug in your social medias and stuff?
I think I'm like on Twitter, Machin_Julia.
Machin.
Machin. Instagram is just Julia Machin, Machin. And that's most things. It's just my name. Snapchat, whatever. Please don't add me on. I don't use Snapchat. Go ahead, actually. Send me your dick pics. That's what's going to happen, right?
That was consensual.
I consensually say you can send me your dick pics. I will review them and get back to you.
Yeah. No, but don't fucking send her dick pics. Yeah. But yeah, guys, this has been... I swear to God, if one of you guys send her a dick pic, I'm going to be so pissed off at you.
You know how many podcasts I've asked for dick pics on and still not gotten any dick pics?
Wow. See, when the woman asks for a dick pic, they don't give it. But as soon
exactly.
Right? What is up with that, huh?
All right.
Then it's not exciting anymore, is it, you fucking pervs? Anyways, this has been another episode of the Setbreaker Podcast.
This was a blast. Thanks for having me on.
I'm glad you were on.
Yeah,
thanks for helping me get therapy of letting out my anger.
Oh, please be if you ever need to talk, I'm here for it. I'll talk to you.
Thank you. All right, guys, this has been another episode of the Setbreaker Podcast, and until then, I will see you on the next episode. Ooh, boobies.